Jimmy Buffett's cause of death. Margaritaville singer died following secret skin cancer battle after being diagnosed 4 years ago and had Paul McCartney sing to him in his final days. Music legend Jimmy Buffett died after a secret years-long battle with skin cancer, sources have revealed. The singer-songwriter's death, aged 76, was announced on Friday night, and an insider told TMZ his demise came 4 years after he was diagnosed with skin cancer that turned into lymphoma. He lived his life in the sun, literally and figuratively, they said, adding that Buffett had begun hospice care on Monday. Insiders said his failing health led to an outpouring of support from friends and family, and his friend Paul McCartney reportedly visited the Grammy nominee at his home within the last week to sing to him. The 76-year-old epitomized beach bum escapism with his hit Margaritaville and turned the song that celebrated loafing into a billion-dollar business empire. Jimmy passed away peacefully on the night of September 1st, surrounded by his family, friends, music and dogs, a statement posted to Buffett's official website and social media pages said. He lived his life like a song till the very last breath and will be missed beyond measure by so many. The icon is survived by his wife, Jane Slagsvold, daughters Savannah and Sarah, and son Cameron. Tributes have poured in from all walks of life, from Hollywood star Miles Teller posting photos of himself with Buffett to former U.S. Senator Doug Jones of Alabama, who wrote on X, formerly Twitter, that Buffett lived life to the fullest and the world will miss him. President Biden dubbed him a poet of paradise in a statement released Saturday, saying he was an American music icon who inspired generations to step back and find the joy in life and in one another. Fans across the world were left heartbroken by the news, but the 76-year-old had offered indications his health was deteriorating in recent months. Illness forced him to reschedule concerts in May, and Buffett said in recent social media posts that he had been hospitalized, without sharing details. From humble beginnings as an admitted small-time marijuana smuggler in Key West, Buffett built a sprawling business empire based on his Caribbean-flavored soft rock that celebrated the Florida Keys, sunshine, and nightlife. His name became synonymous with a laid-back subtropical party vibe, and his legions of loyal fans, known as parrotheads, flocked to his restaurants, resorts, and concerts. At his death, Buffett had a net worth of $1 billion, according to Forbes. His beloved hit Margaritaville quickly took on a life of its own after it was released on February 14, 1977, becoming a state of mind for those wasting away, and an excuse for a life of low-key fun and escapism for those growing older, but not up. The song is the unhurried portrait of a loafer on his front porch, watching tourists sunbathe while a pot of shrimp is beginning to boil. The singer has a new tattoo, a likely hangover and regrets over a lost love. Somewhere there is a misplaced salt shaker. What seems like a simple ditty about getting blotto and mending a broken heart turns out to be a profound meditation on the often painful inertia of beach dwelling, Spin magazine wrote in 2021. The tourists come and go, one group indistinguishable from the other. Waves crest and break whether somebody is there to witness it or not. Everything that means anything has already happened and you're not even sure when. The song, from the 1977 album Changes in Latitudes, Changes in Attitudes, spent 22 weeks on the Billboard Hot 100 chart and peaked at number 8. The song was inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame in 2016 for its cultural and historic significance, became a karaoke standard, and helped brand Key West, Florida, as a destination known the world over. There was no such place as Margaritaville, Buffett told the Arizona Republic in 2021. It was a made-up place in my mind, basically made up about my experiences in Key West and having to leave Key West and go on the road to work and then come back and spend time by the beach. Today, however, there are at least 23 Margaritaville restaurants, as well as hotels, casinos, and resorts operating under the brand, and a $1 billion retirement village in Daytona Beach, known as Latitude Margaritaville. James William Buffett was born on Christmas Day 1946 in Pascagoula, Mississippi, and raised in the port town of Mobile, Alabama. He graduated from the University of Southern Mississippi in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, where he studied journalism, and went from busking the streets of New Orleans to playing 6 nights a week at Bourbon Street clubs. Intent on becoming a country music singer, he moved to Nashville, where he released his first record, Down to Earth, in 1970 and sold just 324 copies. In 1972, leaving behind a failed marriage and a disappointing music career in Nashville, he moved to Key West, where his official bio says he helped to support himself by smuggling a little marijuana from the Caribbean. He kept releasing albums on a regular yearly clip, with his 1974 song Come Monday from his fourth studio album Living and Dying in 3/4 Time, peaking at number 30. Then came Margaritaville in 1977. Buffett has said he was actually in Austin, Texas, when the inspiration struck for Margaritaville. He and a friend had stopped for lunch at a Mexican restaurant before she dropped him at the airport for a flight home to Key West, so they got to drinking margaritas. And I kind of came up with that idea of this is just like Margaritaville, Buffett told the Republic. She kind of laughed at that and put me on the plane. And I started working on it. He wrote some on the plane and finished it while driving down the Keys. There was a wreck on the bridge, he said. And we got stopped for about an hour, so I finished the song on the 7-mile bridge, which I thought was apropos. The song soon inspired restaurants and resorts, turning Buffett's alleged desire for the simplicity of island life into a multi-million brand. Music critics were never very kind to Buffett or his catalog, including the sandy beachside snack bar songs like Fins, Come Monday, and Cheeseburgers in Paradise. But his legions of fans, called parrotheads, regularly turned up for his concerts wearing toy parrots, cheeseburgers, sharks and flamingos on their heads, lays around their necks and loud Hawaiian shirts. It's pure escapism is all it is, he told the Republic. I am not the first one to do it, nor shall I probably be the last. But I think it's really a part of the human condition that you've got to have some fun. You've got to get away from whatever you do to make a living or other parts of life that stress you out. I try to make it at least 50-50 fun to work, and so far it's worked out. His special Gulf Coast mix of country, pop, folk and rock added instruments and tonalities more commonly found in the Caribbean, like steel drums. It was a stew of steel pans, trombones and pedal steel guitar. Buffett's incredible ear for hooks and light grooves were often overshadowed by his lyrics about fish tacos and sunsets. Rolling Stone, in a review of Buffett's 2020 album Life on the Flip Side, gave grudging props. He continues mapping out his surfy, sandy corner of pop music utopia with the chill, friendly warmth of a multimillionaire you wouldn't mind sharing a tropically themed 3 p.m. IPA with, especially if his gold card was on the bar when the last round came. Buffett's legions of friends and fans have remembered the music icon following the announcement of his death, with Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys also writing, "Love and Mercy, Jimmy Buffett." Continuing his statement from the White House, President Biden said, his witty, wistful songs celebrate a uniquely American cast of characters and seaside folkways, weaving together an unforgettable musical mix of country, folk, rock, pop, and calypso into something uniquely his own. Jill and I send our love to his wife of 46 years, Jane, to their children, Savannah, Sarah, and Cameron, to their grandchildren, and to the millions of fans who will continue to love him even as his ship now sails for new shores. Behind the laid-back exterior, Buffett was an admitted workaholic. He expanded his business into novels, nightclubs, and many other ventures. Buffett's evolving lifestyle brand began in 1985 with the opening of a string of Margaritaville-themed stores and restaurants in Key West, followed in 1987 with the first Margaritaville Cafe nearby. Over the course of the next 2 decades, several more of each opened throughout Florida, New Orleans, and California. The title of Buffett's most popular song showed up on restaurants, clothing, booze, and casinos. He became involved in such products as Landshark Lager, the Margaritaville and Cheeseburger in Paradise restaurant chains, boat shoes, salsa, hummus, tortillas, dips, tequila, and blenders. The Margaritaville Cafe on the Las Vegas Strip was said to be the top-grossing restaurant in the nation. There also was a Broadway-bound jukebox musical, Escape to Margaritaville, a romantic comedy in which a singer-bartender called Sully falls for the far more career-minded Rachel, who is vacationing with friends and hanging out at Margaritaville, the hotel bar where Sully works. Buffett was chairman of Margaritaville Holdings based in Palm Beach, Florida. He had a restaurant and a casino in Vegas, a casino in Mississippi, and a hotel in Pensacola Beach, Florida, but the exact scope of his empire was a secret. Margaritaville Holdings LLC didn't disclose its finances, and he usually declined interview requests. "I'm not about to apologize for being a good businessman," Buffett told the Washington Post in 1998. "Too many people in music have ruined their lives because they weren't. I'm not a great singer, and I'm only a SOSO guitar player. I started running the band years ago because nobody else could, and I turned out to be good at this stuff. There's never been any grand plan to this thing. I'm making it up as I go along. Just trying to work the system while maintaining my 60s anarchic soul." Buffett performed on more than 50 studio and live albums, often accompanied by his Coral Reefer Band, and was constantly on tour. He earned 2 Grammy Award nominations, 2 Academy of Country Music Awards, and a Country Music Association Award. Buffett also was the author of numerous books including Where is Joe Merchant and A Pirate Looks at 50, and added movies to his resume as co-producer and co-star of an adaptation of Carl Hiaasen's novel Hoot. Back in May, he was forced to cancel his second Wind tour stop in Charleston, South Carolina following a health scare that landed him in the hospital. Buffett later reported he would be returning home the following day and recuperating with friends before scheduling more shows. "Growing old is not for sissies, I promise you," he tweeted at the time.